Welcome to our exploration of government governance principles. In this video, we'll uncover the foundational concepts that guide how governments operate, make decisions, and serve their citizens. Understanding these principles is essential for anyone interested in public administration, policymaking, or civic engagement. We'll start by defining governance and its importance in shaping societies, then move through the key principles that ensure effective and ethical government action. Let's begin by setting the stage for why governance matters and how it impacts our daily lives. Governance refers to the processes and structures used by governments to direct, control, and manage public affairs. It encompasses everything from decision-making frameworks to accountability mechanisms. Good governance is not just about laws and regulations, it's about the values and standards that underpin government actions. By understanding what governance means, we can better appreciate the complexities involved in running a country, state, or municipality. This scene lays the groundwork for the principles we'll discuss next. Transparency is a cornerstone of effective governance. It means that government actions, decisions, and processes are open and accessible to the public. Transparency builds trust between citizens and their leaders, allowing people to see how decisions are made and resources are allocated. When governments operate transparently, they reduce the risk of corruption and foster a culture of accountability. This principle is vital for ensuring that public officials act in the best interests of the people they serve. Accountability ensures that government officials are answerable for their actions and decisions. It requires clear mechanisms for monitoring performance, evaluating outcomes, and imposing consequences when standards are not met. Accountability is essential for maintaining public confidence and ensuring that government serves its intended purpose. By holding officials responsible, governments can correct mistakes, improve services, and uphold ethical standards. This principle is closely linked to transparency and forms the backbone of good governance. Rule of law is fundamental to governance. It means that all actions taken by the government must be based on established laws, applied equally to everyone. This principle protects citizens from arbitrary decisions and ensures fairness in government operations. The rule of law also provides a framework for resolving disputes and maintaining order. By adhering to legal standards, governments demonstrate their commitment to justice and equality. Participation is about involving citizens in the decision-making process. Governments that encourage participation invite feedback, hold public consultations, and empower people to influence policies. This principle strengthens democracy and ensures that diverse voices are heard. Participation leads to more responsive and effective governance, as policies reflect the needs and aspirations of the community. It also fosters a sense of ownership and engagement among citizens. Responsiveness means that governments react promptly and effectively to the needs and concerns of citizens. This principle requires efficient communication channels, timely decision-making, and a willingness to adapt policies based on feedback. Responsive governments are better equipped to address challenges and provide quality services. By listening to citizens and acting quickly, governments build trust and demonstrate their commitment to serving the public. Equity in governance means ensuring that all citizens have fair access to government services and opportunities. This principle addresses social inequalities and promotes inclusion. Governments must recognize and respond to the needs of vulnerable groups, ensuring that policies do not discriminate. Equity is essential for social cohesion and stability, as it fosters a sense of belonging and justice among all members of society. Efficiency is about maximizing the use of resources to achieve government goals. Efficient governance minimizes waste, streamlines processes, and delivers services effectively. This principle requires careful planning, monitoring, and evaluation. By focusing on efficiency, governments can provide better outcomes for citizens and ensure that public funds are used responsibly. Efficiency also supports innovation and continuous improvement in government operation. Effectiveness measures how well government actions achieve their intended outcomes. It's not enough to be efficient. Governments must also ensure that their policies and programs deliver results. Effectiveness requires setting clear goals, tracking progress, and making adjustments as needed. By focusing on outcomes, governments can better meet the needs of citizens and demonstrate their value to society. Consensus involves building agreement among stakeholders on key issues. Governments that seek consensus engage in dialogue, negotiate differences, and strive for solutions that reflect the interests of all parties. This principle promotes stability and reduces conflict. Consensus building is especially important in diverse societies, where multiple perspectives must be balanced. By fostering consensus, governments can create policies that are widely supported and sustainable. Strategic vision is about setting long-term goals and planning for the future. Governments with a clear vision anticipate challenges, identify opportunities, and guide society toward desired outcomes. This principle requires leadership, foresight, and adaptability. Strategic vision helps governments stay focused and resilient in the face of change. By thinking ahead, governments can better serve their citizens and ensure sustainable development. Integrity is the foundation of ethical governance. It means that government officials act honestly, uphold ethical standards, and avoid conflicts of interest. Integrity builds public trust and ensures that government actions are guided by values rather than personal gain. This principle is essential for maintaining legitimacy and credibility. By promoting integrity, governments can inspire confidence and set an example for society. Innovation encourages governments to find new solutions to old problems. This principle supports creativity, experimentation, and the adoption of new technologies. Innovative governance is more adaptable and responsive to changing needs. By fostering innovation, governments can improve services, increase efficiency, and stay ahead of emerging challenges. This principle is key to continuous improvement and modernization. Sustainability means that government actions consider long-term impacts on society, the economy, and the environment. This principle requires balancing current needs with future generations' interests. Sustainable governance promotes responsible resource use, environmental protection, and social well-being. By prioritizing sustainability, governments can ensure lasting progress and prevent negative consequences. Adaptability is about the government's ability to respond to changing circumstances. This principle requires flexibility, openness to new ideas, and a willingness to revise policies when needed. Adaptable governments are better equipped to handle crises, seize opportunities, and maintain relevance. By embracing change, governments can stay effective and resilient. Collaboration involves working together with other governments, organizations, and citizens to achieve common goals. This principle promotes partnership, resource sharing, and collective problem solving. Collaborative governance is more effective and inclusive, as it leverages diverse expertise and perspectives. By fostering collaboration, governments can address complex challenges and build stronger communities. Inclusiveness ensures that all groups, especially minorities and vulnerable populations, are represented in government decision-making. This principle promotes diversity, equality, and social justice. Inclusive governance leads to more balanced policies and greater social harmony. By valuing inclusiveness, governments can create a society where everyone has a voice and opportunity. Legal compliance means that government actions strictly follow established laws and regulations. This principle ensures order, protects rights, and prevents abuse of power. Legal compliance is essential for maintaining legitimacy and public trust. By adhering to legal standards, governments demonstrate their commitment to justice and fairness. Public service is at the heart of government governance. This principle emphasizes serving the needs of citizens, providing quality services, and acting in the public interest. Governments must prioritize service delivery, accessibility, and responsiveness. By focusing on public service, governments fulfill their role as stewards of society. Ethical leadership means that government leaders act with integrity, fairness, and respect for others. This principle sets the tone for government culture and influences the behavior of officials. Ethical leadership inspires trust, promotes accountability, and ensures that government actions reflect societal values. By modeling ethical behavior, leaders can guide their organizations toward excellence. Effective communication is vital for good governance. This principle involves sharing information clearly, listening to feedback, and engaging with stakeholders. Communication builds understanding, resolves conflicts, and supports transparency. By prioritizing communication, governments can foster stronger relationships and make better decisions. Continuous improvement means that governments regularly evaluate their performance and seek ways to enhance their operations. This principle encourages learning, adaptation, and innovation. By embracing continuous improvement, governments can stay relevant, efficient, and responsive to changing needs. Resource management involves allocating and using public resources wisely. This principle requires careful planning, monitoring, and accountability. Effective resource management supports efficiency, sustainability, and fairness. By managing resources well, governments can deliver better services and achieve their goals. Risk management is about identifying, assessing, and mitigating potential threats to government operations. This principle ensures preparedness, resilience, and continuity. By managing risks, governments can protect public interests and maintain stability during crises. Data-driven governance uses evidence and information to guide decisions. This principle promotes informed policymaking, accountability, and transparency. By leveraging data, governments can better understand problems, measure progress, and improve outcomes. Public engagement means actively involving citizens in government processes. This principle supports participation, transparency, and trust. Engaged citizens are more likely to support policies and contribute to community development. By fostering public engagement, governments can create stronger, more resilient societies. Responsibility means that government officials take ownership of their actions and decisions. This principle requires ethical behavior, accountability, and a commitment to serving the public. Responsible governance leads to better outcomes and greater public trust. Evaluation involves assessing government policies and programs to determine their effectiveness. This principle supports learning, improvement, and accountability. By evaluating outcomes, governments can make informed decisions and enhance their performance. Summary: government governance principles provide a framework for effective, ethical, and responsive public administration. By embracing transparency, accountability, participation, and other key principles, governments can better serve their citizens and build stronger societies. These principles are interconnected and reinforce each other, creating a foundation for good governance. As we reflect on these concepts, it's clear that principled governance is essential for progress, stability, and trust in public institutions.